my name is Harold Rodman, Managing Director of Afrikelp. I hope you will find this short film interesting and that you will gain new insight into our company and our products. Our products are backed by science and we are dedicated to ensuring that they are of the highest standards so that you are guaranteed to have consistently positive results.
At the tip of southern Africa lies a sanctuary, a tranquil place where nature thrives, far from harbors and pollution. This environment is famous for its whale watching, shark diving and abalone. This is where you find Ecklonia maxima. This uniquely South African kelp plant is one of the fastest growing plants on the planet. It thrives thanks to the convergence of the two oceans at the tip of Africa. Here, the currents of the warm Indian Ocean and cold Atlantic Ocean collide, creating turbulent, nutrient-rich waters that encourage the kelp plant to grow rapidly in order to reach the surface and the life-giving sun. The kelp plant is harvested in a highly controlled and precise manner, obeying strict ecological and environmental rules. The fronds or leaves are cut 10 centimeters from the bladder or head of the plant in order to produce growth, while others are cut to include the stipe or stem, which allows smaller plants to grow to the surface. This process ensures that the kelp that is cut is of the finest quality. The kelp forests are cut in rotational patterns to allow regrowth, and the areas are strictly monitored for sustainability by the South African Department of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries. Each plant is checked for quality before entering the unique cold micronization process, or CMP. In this process, the cell walls of the kelp plant are mechanically cut without the use of any chemicals, heat or freezing methods, releasing the cytoplasm, which contains the active growth biostimulants, predominantly auxin. This concentrated solution is then refined through a food industry filter so that no solid particles over 30 micron filter through to the concentrated liquid. This entire process, from harvest to completion of the concentrate, takes no more than 8 hours, ensuring absolute freshness. The concentrated sample is then sent for testing of absolute biostimulant levels.
My research interest lies in understanding how the levels of plant hormones are controlled during plant development and the interaction between plants and microbes. My group works on several aspects of understanding how plant is regulated by auxin. The plant hormone auxin, by the way, auxin is Greek and means growing, is one of the major molecules in plants which is involved in growth and development. It can regulate shoot and root growth. The latter is also very important in agriculture. For example, a better development of root system can take up nutrients more efficiently. For Afrikelp, the seaweed extracts are analyzed for the active form of auxin, but also inactive auxin forms, which are used as storage by plants using this method.
The tested concentrate is at this stage adjusted to ensure that the correct levels of biostimulants are present in each and every batch. The product is then blended according to the customer's requirements and packaged into various packaging units. But how does it work? An average land plant, as shown without any additives, has a certain balanced amount of auxin and the other plant hormones depending on its growth stage and the environment. Afrikelp, high in auxin values, is added to the plant. Now the plant is out of balance because the auxin-cytokinin ratio has been disturbed. The exogenous auxin will travel down to the roots of the plant and initiate additional root growth. The roots grow quickly, and the more roots there are, the higher the uptake of nutrients, water and fertilizer. In the tips of these new adventitious roots, cytokinin is produced by the plant. This additional natural cytokinin production results in a bigger growth of the shoot and the leaves, which brings the plant back into balance again. This entire process takes about 7 to 10 days, after which an additional application is required for best results. This process results in a higher yield and a better quality crop.
Afrikelp, produced from Ecklonia maxima, is unique because of its high natural auxin content, or IAA, the most important plant hormone. However, in this context, it is important to mention that there are two forms of auxin, an inactive form and an active form. Only the active form, the free IAA, has an immediate effect on plants. The conjugated IAA, or the bound form, can only be used by the plant after hydrolysis. This is why we directly analyze a product for free and bound IAA and standardize Afrikelp for free IAA so that the customer receives a product with immediate results for consistent, predictable effects.
Seaweed concentrates are also well known to increase a plant's resistance to disease, protect a plant against drought, increase fertilizer uptake and general plant health, and lead to a longer crop shelf life. Afrikelp has been proven to work on many different crops. Trials and distribution take place all over the world, including southern, western, eastern and northern Africa, Latin America, Australasia, Western, Central and Eastern Europe, North America and Asia Pacific. Farmers use between 2 and 21 litres of Afrikelp per hectare per season, depending on crop, soil location and weather. Results of the registration trials on table grapes in South Africa showed that Afrikelp increased the Brix or sugar content over the control by 34% and by 24% compared to a competitor. Results on the average bunch weight showed that the Afrikelp bunch weight increased by 36%. This was 23% higher than that of the competitor.
ZZ2 is farming about 1,700 hectares of tomatoes every year, about 400 hectares of avocados, and about 200 to 400 hectares of onions. We've been using Afrikelp for the last 6 to 7 years, and Afrikelp, being a natural product, fits very well into our program. We use Afrikelp on a fixed program, which has been determined by trial work, and we've seen how we can get the optimum usage of it, and also improve quality, which improves shelf life. We recently get about 100 to 120 tons per hectare of tomatoes, and it's all part of a very finely tuned protocol and farming system for tomatoes.
A tomato trial carried out with the largest tomato farmer in South Africa on a test area of 41.38 hectares and a control area of 130 hectares showed that the expectation of the farmer in his control area was to achieve 90 tons of tomatoes per hectare, broken down into 12% first grade, 30% second grade, and 58% third grade. The actual results were remarkably different. He achieved 123 tons per hectare, of which 24% was first grade, double that of the expected first grade, 40% second grade, and 36% third grade. This is 50% more income per hectare. Results like these are consistently experienced across all varieties of crops and cultivars.
Over the last 12 years, we've really done a lot of trial work, and we've done it crop specifically so that we would know, going to a tomato grower or going to a table grape farmer, exactly when to apply it, at what dosage to get the best results. Looking at the R&D, I can honestly say today that we are well educated in terms of how the product should be used and also how to get the best results. I really love working with seaweed because it works on such a fantastic holistic approach. You would stimulate roots, you would stimulate the microbial life, you would support your fruit development and your fruit set. It's just such a product that basically gives you results everywhere you use it. A few principles that's really important: make sure that you don't underdose, that you stick to the right dosage, and secondly, always use it 2 or 3 times.
Afrikelp is a natural organic seaweed extract. It assists the green land plants to use water, fertilizer and trace elements more efficiently by increasing the quality of the crop and the size of the harvest. Afrikelp can make a contribution to better land use, producing more food from the limited farmland whilst minimizing the problem of over-fertilization and thereby reducing river and water pollution.
Afrikelp. Quality, consistency.